Hey, thanks for clicking this video. Just a friendly reminder, this is a clip from my previous live stream. And if you want to catch me live in action so you can join the conversation, just remember I live stream Sunday through Friday. That's 6:30 p.m. Mountain Time. And I'm going to post the time right here because I know some people don't want to Google. So nevertheless, go ahead and enjoy this video. So it is really simple. Okay, this is not rocket science here. It is simple. 9 times out of 10, a millionaire, a billionaire, even those who are making over $100,000, because the average median income for a family in America is around less than $89,000 a year. Okay, that's the average. Okay. And majority of that, they make less than 50,000. So it is weird for a rich person, a wealthy person, millionaire, billionaires to sit here and try to tell regular hardworking people working 2-3 jobs while taking care of a family of 5, 6, 7, trying to tell us what is good for us in regards to policies. That's not how that works. We want someone who is from our communities, from our struggle, and not too far removed from it. We want to talk to those type of politicians and those people in power. We don't need an Elon Musk who was born into wealth, then comes over to America on an expired student visa, now toting his money around, trying to tell us what's good for us. To me, that is a little weird. And one, they're easily out of touch. That's an obvious. And two, more than likely, those millionaires and billionaires are the ones exploiting us. They own the companies. They're the ones putting money into these lobbyists. So why do we need to listen to the people who are exploiting us? A little crazy, right? So I done said this a million times. We don't need politicians telling us what's best for us. This is a transaction here. You listen to what we need. We will tell you, trust me, we will tell you what we need. And in exchange for you to win these elections, we will vote for you. This is a transaction here. I'm not voting for you because you're my buddy. I'm not voting for you because you're black, you're white. You seem like a good drinking buddy. No, I just need you to get into that office and handle business. And during this CNN conversation here, and it's a really short brief for only about 4.5 minutes, Mr. Hogg is telling Scott Jennings, which is probably one of the worst grifters on TV right now, telling him exactly what we're all thinking, telling him exactly what his stupid face needs to hear. Okay. And I'm not really 100% familiar with Mr. Hogg. I know his past. He survived a school shooting. And he's now trying to get into a position of power to where he can combat that, which I do respect. So, other than that, seems like a pretty solid dude. But after this here, he done earned my respect. So let's go ahead and take a watch.
How helpful is this going to be to Andrew Cuomo to have Trump and Musk behind him?
To Andrew Cuomo, yeah. I think he has done plenty of work himself to dig the hole deep enough that it's pretty obvious he's not going to win. For Zoran's campaign, My Group Leaders We Deserve was the largest contributor to the independent expenditure in support of him spending $300,000 in support. And what I think, while there's a lot of debates going on right now in our party about do we go left, do we go to the right, do we go to the center, there is a lot to be learned from this race, not necessarily about policy, no other city is like New York City, but a lot about the power of listening. One of the things that Zoran did in this race is he went to voters and asked them, what do you want to see in your mayor? And listened to them and had a clear message around affordability. And whether it's the governor's race in Virginia, the governor's race in New Jersey or the mayoral race in New York or other races around the country, there's a clear through line, even if some of them are more moderate or more to the left, of talking about affordability and not just saying, oh, we need to lower prices, but saying what they're actually going to do on it. And it's a clear sign, in my view, that there's real generational change coming in our party. Because the whole thing we didn't talk about when it was about Trump versus Biden is that the reason why we even have to debate that is because of how damn old they are.
Well, do you think that there's some truth to what he's saying, Penny? The idea that, Republicans have been saying, oh, he's a socialist, as if that was going to be enough to stop Mamdani. But really what voters are responding to is what Mamdani is saying. Are Republicans misunderstanding what's happening here?
Well, I don't know. I mean, I think he is a shiny object. I think he's a good politician, and he is up against a former governor who left on a horrible note because of his behavior, and he has that horrific record of people dying during COVID and what he did in nursing homes. I was just recently with someone whose parents died because of that. And so I don't know why that was the best candidate, that actually could come forward. And by the way, there's only 16% of voters are Republicans in New York City, so let's not get confused here. But the question is though, I mean, it's only 25% of people maybe will be voting. That's a low turnout vote because there's no big races other than the mayoral. But the question is the party going to become more like Mamdani? Is that going to be the future of the Democratic Party?
What
is it?
Now, that is the question, the $1 million question. And you already know me. I am a progressive inside and out. And I wanted to, because once again, it's really simple. They listen to the voters and then they create their policies, their ideas around that. It is that simple. And the biggest factor is that they are not bought and paid for by these lobbyists and corporate interests. They're not bought by those people, which, once again, who are they going to listen to? Big Pharma or you who can barely pay your rent? Who are they going to listen to? They're going to listen to the people who are paying hundreds of thousands, sometimes millions of dollars. And that's one core thing that I respect the progressive part of the Democratic Party, is that they're not reliant on that type of money. They are building their campaigns from grassroots donors, from people like you and me who actually work hard for our money. And that is respectable. So, yes, that's where the Democratic Party needs to lead.
Dami, is that going to be the future of the Democratic Party?
What
is it?
Well, first, let me say at this point, I mean, with Trump's endorsement and Elon's endorsement, I mean, Cuomo might as well get the Penguin and the Joker to endorse him. I mean, he's going to lose the race. It's over.
I'll just point out that the Penguin was once in a movie elected mayor of New York City.
That is
true.
true.
We'll just point that out.
That is true. Copperpot, right? Oswald Copperpot.
Cobblepot.
Right.
You're going to come in here.
Okay, all
please
right.
Bone up.
I apologize. I'll brush up on my DC comics.
See, and Scott Jennings seems to be a DC fan. I can already tell that's why I didn't like him. I am Marvel over here. DC is like the Republican Party. Okay, I'm joking. That is a joke. But once again, if he likes DC, I don't like DC. That's simple. Whatever Scott Jennings likes, I'm going to try my hardest not to. So.
All right. Come in. Mamdani's going to win the race. He's going to be mayor. He ran a brilliant campaign. He's a brilliant messenger. And yeah, he copied a little bit of what Trump did. Simplified the messaging, repeat, rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. And he ran brilliant ads, and he's going to win. Now, whether that's exportable to other places, listen, I don't think so.
Now, I like to push back on that narrative. Once again, people are saying that Zoran is the Trump of the left. That is disrespectful. First off, Trump couldn't even put together a coherent sentence. They asked him, what's your favorite book in the Bible? He said the whole thing. Like, they asked him, what are you going to do to replace Obamacare? He said, we have concepts of a plan. Don't insult somebody by calling them a Donald Trump. No, Zoran is way more educated and way more of a better speaker than Trump. So to me, like, that's a lame perspective to have. Like, you're not putting too much thought. Trump lied, and it was obvious he was lying about what he's going to do. He just said, I'm going to make everybody rich. I'm going to bring grocery prices down. I'm going to stop all the wars on day one. We knew that wasn't going to happen. But at least Zoran is explaining what he's going to do, and most importantly, how he's going to do it. So, yeah, let's not use that comparison no more.
He's going to win. Now, whether that's exportable to other places, listen, I don't think so. I think there's places like Chicago and Portland, Seattle, you can create it. It's hard to find a good candidate, right? A good messenger. Like, how many AOCs are out there, right? When you're talking about someone who can message. But look, when you're talking about the suburbs, no, Mamdani is not going to win in Boca Raton.
Quick 30 seconds, Scott.
Yeah, look, he's probably going to win. I mean, it's a Democrat town, and they're going to elect a socialist to run the financial capital of the world. I mean, you know, you gave him $300 grand. That's interesting. That's probably the only 300 non-Islamo-Marxist grand that he got. I saw Linda Sarsour today bragging about all the money that's coming from all over the world. And so
for their elections in New York.
You know, look.
And honestly,
Cuomo
I think part of the reason he's so powerful is because people are tired of being lectured by men with Rolexes on CNN about affordability in this country. That's the real reason he's resonating.
First off, let's give a round of applause. Round of applause. Hey, in the chat right now, round of applause for Mr. Hoggs. That right there. You don't even have to say too much. You ain't got to give a big lecture and like, let's, according to the data, like, no, bro, you walking on CNN with a Rolex? I can't even see it, but a Rolex? And I know that suit is expensive. He got that I Hate My Life haircut, which probably cost him $200-300. I'm just saying, you trying to tell people, oh, well, this socialist is going to ruin. Like, bro, you don't no. Leave it alone. People do not want to listen to you because you are not a part of the group that is reliant on a politician to focus on them and not wealthy people like you. That's why you're upset. If this democratic socialist was championing policies that I'm pretty sure he would like, he wouldn't care if he called himself a socialist, a communist, or anything else. But no, when someone is challenging wealthy people and powerful people, you don't like them. And I'm glad Mr. Hogg right here is speaking truth to this guy's ugly face right here. Beautiful. Let's hear it again.
Money
they
that's
actually
coming
have a
from all
public
over the
financing
world. And
system
so
for their elections in New York.
You know, look.
And honestly,
Cuomo
I think part of the reason he's so powerful is because people are tired of being lectured by men with Rolexes on CNN about affordability in this country. That's the real reason he is resonating right now. Because he has a clear message that actually says, this is what I plan to do. And the party, I don't think this is about going to the left or the right, to be honest with you. Do I agree with Zoran much more than a lot of other Democrats in our party? Certainly. But I think we need to meet voters where they're at in their districts. In some districts, that's going to be
But you want a socialist future for your party.
Hey, did you see how dumbfounded he looked? Do you see how quickly he shut up about that? And he knows that's a bad look. You know, if you're walking around with a Rolex, which I don't know how much they cost. Somebody tell me in the chat. I don't know how much that is. But I'm a regular person like me is not going to spend their money on a Rolex. I'm sorry. So that goes back to perspectives. Why am I going to listen to you, Mr. Rich Guy, Mr. Rolex? No, you don't know common folks. You don't know these communities. So I'm not going to listen to you. Once again, beautiful.
I want a future where everybody has health care and people can.
Yeah, and that's the end of the video. Once again, I wish I need to figure out how to watch the rest of these segments here because it feels like Mr. Hogg was going to go in on Mr. Scott, and that's what we need is someone that can challenge these lukewarm, half lazy, half racist, half white supremacy talking points that Mr. Scott Jennings loves to throw out there. It's ridiculous. And finally, CNN is bringing some good people to combat that. So once again, Big shout out to Mr. Hogg. If you're watching, hey, go ahead and subscribe and become a member, okay?
Yeah.
All right.
Let's see how you do under pressure. Oh. Yeah, I've been wanting this shit forever. I've been in the field with whatever they throw at me. Brush it off, pick myself up, moving on to the better. Okay. Hey. Yeah. Ain't no errors, baby, it's a new era. I wake up early, feeling rich like I'm Kesha. I get to the paper, boy. Extra.